updated the pinned message because this channel is not family friendly. It's not like I'm not gonna show anything too bad. I've been known to make crass jokes before. Anyways, I'm only saying this because I know how it's not going to stop children from joining the stream, but it's going to stop them from being annoying. Hopefully, maybe. Okay, gotta take the money. So I'm just doing a bank transfer real quick. Yeah, I have to watch a movie tomorrow, so I don't know how long that's gonna take. Hopefully, I can get home at a decent time. And then Sunday or Tuesday, I'll be up early-ish. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, I'm trying to juggle a lot of stuff right now. Maybe I'll do the other assignment tomorrow too. So we'll see how streaming goes, because I have to watch a 2.5-hour movie for school, which is a lot. But me, okay, the message is already pinned. Let me just move this a little bit so that it's even. There we go. Okay, welcome to Not Seeing Land. All right, we are back. Sorry for all of the nonsense that has occurred. I am still so fucking hot. Oh my god. Did I close that? I didn't mean to close the game. That's kind of unfortunate because that means now that I'll lose the lives I had, but whatever. Not that it really matters that much. I'm pretty good at this game. So I finished reading Frankenstein, which was very interesting. But I'm supposed to be watching the Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein movie on Netflix, which is apparently 2.5 hours long. Alright. Let's see if Mailtoad has anything for me. It is from Luigi. Okay, so I guess that will be the first thing we'll be doing, is going to Battle Rock and suffering. Oh wait, there's another letter. This is from Peach, obviously, but I want the extra lives. Because I got kicked out of the game. I don't remember closing the game. Did I actually close the game? I don't remember. Maybe the Switch updated or something. Who even knows at this point? Yeah, that is an annoying hero up thing that they really should add. They should make it so that your lives save when you exit the game. Not that it really matters because it's not like I'm gonna game over, but because you get star bits of every 50. Yeah, I've just been really uncomfortable. It's I have my vent closed. It's literally closed, and I have a window cracked, and I have a fan, and I'm still hot. Because apparently women are fragile and can't handle the cold. I've actually learned that statistically women, and this isn't me being an incel, I'm non-binary myself, but I am AFAB, but I am also autistic, so me being autistic makes me more sensitive to heat. And also everyone is different, not all women are the same. So the secret star for this level is actually a green star, and it is a Luigi star. So as we can see, we have to go back to the end of this level. We have to do the auto-scroller a second time in order to rescue Luigi. This is definitely the most annoying of the Luigi rescues. The other two are very easy. I mean, not that this is hard, but it is considerably more annoying. But anyways, so I won't spoil Frankenstein, but it was really interesting because I had never read Frankenstein. I'd only heard about it in passing. It is a very famous book. But I am actually very interested to see the film because my professor, obviously my professor tells me it's good, but I'm interested to see it taken to film. But this is the new one that came out last year, so it's on Netflix. I have to get a Netflix subscription again. So I had a Netflix subscription, and I just literally to watch K-pop Demon Hunters. And then I tried to pause it, and then I ended up canceling it because it's expensive, and I didn't have time to watch anything. So you can get up here, but the gravity really doesn't want you to get up there. There's really no reason to go up there, but you can. Yeah, definitely a bit of a downer of a book, but like a good book. I definitely liked it to the other book I read for my other class. Which was Last of the Mohicans by James Fenimore Cooper. But it's like, that's a very like, because the course I'm taking is called Frontier Fiction. So it is cool, but the book is very dense. Okay, so Luigi is on the bottom of this platform, I do believe. I'm going to leave those Goombas alive for now because I'm going to eat the coins. So this is considerably trickier than the main mission in order to get the bullet bill to cooperate. I think I'm going to break as many of these as I can, just to make it a little bit simpler. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to watch the Frankenstein movie. And then, yeah, homework load this week isn't too awful. I've actually, my professor's actually, one of my professors has actually kind of lowered our workload a little bit because we were all saying the workload is a lot. So that's very nice. I don't think my other professors are letting up on the workload, but it is what it is. It's manageable. I'm just learning to manage it. But I didn't get a nap today, but I slept really late. Well, I slept early. I think I slept from like, well, I kind of got a nap, but it was like early. I slept from like 2 to 6 or 7, no 7. And then I slept from like at night, not in the afternoon. Like 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. And then I slept from about 10 to about 1. And then since 1 I was doing homework from like 2 to 6. So close. So close. The camera can be very annoying as well. Yeah, I was doing homework from like 2 to 6, and then I ate, and I was chatting in the roleplay server I'm in. I was chatting in something else. I'm in this Mega Man roleplay server, and I'm playing bass, like the character, not the instrument. I'm playing bass. But I made this funny joke. Not today, but the other day. So I referenced that one meme. So there's this one jet clip where it's Sonic and Infinite, and Infinite is saying, or Sonic's like telling Infinite, like, you can't just go around killing people, and Infinite's like, I'm literally neurodivergent and a minor. And Sonic goes like, he's like, well, me too, but I don't go around killing people. And then, there we go. And then, Infinite's like, don't invalidate, like, everyone deals with trauma differently, like, don't invalidate my trauma. And then, Sonic is like, hey, so this is the second green star we'll be getting. We'll be getting the other one shortly. And then Infinite is like, he says, or no, Sonic is like, and then he's like, what's your trauma? And then Infinite says, Shadow bullied him, and then Sonic's like, Shadow bullied you, that's your trauma. And then Infinite says, like, he says, like, bullying's traumatic or whatever. And then Sonic, or at one point where Sonic was like, I think he says, like, well, Shadow bullies me every day and I'm fine. Maybe I'm not fine, but, and then he ends up saying, this jump is possible, by the way. There we go. The camera gets a little wacky, but it is possible. But yeah, let's hop. We did Honey Climb. That was the only level we did in here. So let's just hop right into Gusty Garden. So yeah, it's pretty funny. Meme. Oh, and then he's like, he's literally neurodivergent, and I'm literally neurodivergent and a minor. And then Silver's like, he's 23, and then he's like, I'm a 23-year-old minor. so when I made you know, we were doing the ages, and I made base 18, and my roleplay buddy. Well, we're kind of I would say partner, but not like actual partner, just roleplay partner. But made up. So, and I don't know what everyone's ages are, but they made she made Proto 17, so other got me base 18, and then we made it was like. So then I used that meme with Base. Like he's like he can't communicate. He's like pissed off everyone, and he's like, I'm neurodivergent and a minor. No, like we're going slow burn with it, cause and for the 2 people who care, I have a Discord server dedicated to that ship. Alright, how's it on here? Fuck off. Not my, like, actual Discord server. I have a second one just for that. I don't know, I feel like Tumblr is a more lucrative platform for niche ships, but even then, it's not that lucrative. It's definitely not the most niche thing ever, but not the most popular thing ever. Because there are some incredibly niche ships out there, and I feel bad for people who have incredibly niche ships that have like zero works on AO3. I don't remember the names, but there's like someone in my server who has like this incredibly rare pair of Star Wars ship, like these 2 bounty hunters, and they literally have like there's literally like 4 fanfics on AO3. I was trying to think of, like, I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who ships Flens and Shanyun from Genshin, so, like, there's that. It is kind of a crack ship, but I still think I'm the only person who ships it. I do ship it somewhat ironically, but it is something that I think is funny. But it's somewhat ironic, but I still think I'm the only person who ships it. Well, that was fast. Very, very fast. I've had much slower bunny catches in my day, but that actually went very well. I remember this text. The first time I did this, it took me forever, and I was very traumatized by that text saying, "Don't expect to catch me so easily next time." After spending like 30 minutes on it in my first playthrough when I was like 14 years old. So yeah, that little fun fact about me. Anyway, that's the first door. So now we get to fight Major Burrows, which is a pretty fun boss. So something I didn't even like notice again until someone else brought it up, that this game now has autosaving, which is so good, because in the original game you have to like manually save or don't save. So this game has autosaving, which is so nice. That is such a nice quality of life thing. That is like an actually, because I don't think 3D All-Stars had that, so this is like a new feature for this game. I believe Galaxy 2 already had autosaving, so like they made it a lot. The fact that they added it to Galaxy 1 now is like really, really nice. So basically, we just have to shake to stay on these things, and you can only shake 3 times. And we want to hit all these coins because it makes stuff happen. I'm gonna miss it. Did I get this one? I can make it, but yeah, that one just makes Starbits spawn. That one isn't required to hit all of them, but it is pretty cool. And luckily, I did have enough distance to get into the gravity of this planet. If you fall there, you just die. But it's at the beginning of the level, so it's not really bad. All these moles, you just ground pound next to them, and then you can scare them out and spin them. And that's like how we defeat the boss, because the boss is just a big ball. But I've never really talked about my history with this game, so I as I've said, this is my favorite game of all time. I do have like a personal history with it. So when I was around 14, I had a friend. So this was in like 2016-ish, I want to say. I had a friend, Ian, who was like an older friend. She was like 20. She was like early 20s. And she was sort of like, I'm an only child. She was sort of like an older sister figure to me during this time. I was going through some really rough stuff in my personal life. My mom had cancer, and that was a lot to deal with, obviously. And I was also like homeschooled and stuff, but I had some extracurriculars. I did Irish dance, so I would go to, and I know I tell this story every single time, and you can actually jump from that side of the platform to the other side. But I know I tell this story every single time I play this game. But so this friend, I never grew up playing video games really outside of like we had like a play and play. I had like a play and play that had like Pac-Man and a bunch of the Namco games. I got another one later on that was like Atari, and then I have one which was like NES bootleg games. But anyway, which I actually talked about that in this game called Wonder Rabbit. I talked about that in the there was a stream where I was doing NSO stuff, and the music in that like bootleg NES game is stolen from Devil World. So of all things to steal from. So that is why I talked about Wonder Rabbit. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I actually found out about Mario. This is so funny. Well, I found out. I mean, I knew Mario existed. But I found out about Mario, like playing Mario through Flash games and through Super Mario Crossover, which was this Flash game. For those who don't know what Mario Crossover was, it was like the original Super Mario Bros., but you could play with like a bunch of different characters. It was like you could play with like Simon Belmont and like Mega Man. It's like consequently also how I found out about Mega Man, so that's cool. Who knows? This would lead me to like making Robot Yali Discord server like that many years later. But anyways, I was joking that I'll change it to an 0x server one day when I get to that in my fanfic universe. But anyway, moving on. But I do love me some 0x as well. But I haven't played the X games, but I just like the dynamic of like the pacifist and then the like RAR XD. That is not a good way to describe Zero, but it is funny. Okay, seriously, where the fuck it? My God, I've literally just gone everywhere in this damn level, and I still haven't gotten them all. He's all the way over there. I gotta get him. Damn it. Okay, there we go. Finally. Okay. Anyway, going back to my I'll stop talking about Mega Man yelling now. Going back to my and I can actually make this. I think. Hold on. Wait, where is the launch star? Hold on. Is it on the other end of the planet? Oh yeah, it's over here. I can probably make this with a backflip, right? No? I feel like I should be able to. I can do it from here, right? Yeah, the gravity gets very wonky on this planet. So here we can stop and get, I think, like a 1-up, get a couple 1-ups. I'm not going to do that because I don't need to. So here we go to this planet, and we get these apples. We can ground pound them, and it makes the worm come out, which is really gross, but it's a cool platforming challenge. The gravity is also really weird on this worm. You kind of stick to the worm. Anyways, and you have to find the right stump to progress, which is not that one. There's bugs. It must be this one. Hello, mage. So going back to the story, I had a friend who had some games. I didn't play any games until, yeah, my first exposure to Mario was Mario Crossover. I'm just gonna triple jump here. Getting the last stump is not necessary. And I don't think getting the life upstream is necessary either. There's a life upstream you can get on this planet. I'm just going to go straight to the boss. Well, it's definitely not necessary because we're about to have to Daredevil this boss, so I need to practice for that. And this guy is very pissed off for some reason, and he wants to kill this bunny. I don't know why. You have to wait for him to come out and then smack his ass. Very nice fur texture once again. He's very fluffy looking. I would hug this guy if he wasn't so mad. Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he needs a hug. And he won't be so mad anymore. And you can also use Star Bits to stun him. And he gets really mad now. And for this phase, he will fake you out. So if you try to hit him, he fakes you out right here. So there we go. And I like to use Star Bits to stun because he tends to run away. Anyway, so back to the story. My first exposure to Mario was through those Flash games, but then I had a friend who had some games, and she had a Wii. Before she had a Wii, she had like a DS. We'd play stuff on her DS, but she had a Wii, and it was sort of a family's old Wii. She had two older brothers who had moved out, so she loaned me her old Wii, and one of the games she had was Super Mario Galaxy. Now, the funny thing about the game was that, Super Mario Galaxy, she didn't have the case for the game. Instead, she had it inside the Wii Sports sleeve. So, like the sleeve that Wii Sports comes in. Super Mario Galaxy was in there. Recent mention Mario 1 with an NES got to play New Super Mario Bros. Nice. Back when it actually was new. Yeah. But as I said, I didn't grow up playing that stuff because we didn't have money for like game consoles and stuff. So, anyway, and my parents also weren't very like up on tech stuff. They didn't know like what to add, or like I wouldn't have known what to ask for. I knew my friend had a Wii, but all I saw her play on it was like shitty licensed Scooby-Doo games. So anyway, so we have to hit all of these question points. I'm going for the secret star right now, but we have to hit all of the question points in order to spawn a superstar. Okay. I guess it's called Rainbow Star in this game, but the invincibility power up. And there it is. It has now appeared. That could have been really bad if I had got the star but didn't get the vine. I keep messing up my spin. Nunchuck spins for the win! Damn, I keep messing up. Hold on. I need to concentrate. This is an interesting skybox. It's just like a random planet in the background, like a cloudy sky below. There we go. That's what we need to do. So we have to quickly make it to this golden chain jump over here to get the star. So anyway, she loaned me her Wii, and I played Mario Galaxy, and I played New Super Mario Bros. Wii as well. And I played Mario Galaxy, and Mario Galaxy was a game that was company for me when I was going through the hardest shit in my life. You pretty sure you played it the year it came out? Wow, you must have been really little. Because what, you're a 2000 baby? You would have been like 6 years old. I think you're a 2000 baby, right? You were 6? Yeah. Like I said, I never played those games when I was a kid, but when I was a teenager, so that was something I played. And when I say this game was company for me when I was going through the hardest shit in my life, I mean it. And I was also like moving, and like a lot of stuff was just really unstable. And I ended up getting like Super Mario 64. I had an N64. My same friend gave me her N64, and I still have that N64. Although to be fair, it doesn't work very well anymore. But there's like a loose wire, and it sometimes gets wacky. So I don't need to worry about the question points anymore. I'll still try to get them just because it's fun. There's a little bit of haptic feedback. There's like some vibration that will happen. Yeah, I'm gonna miss it. It's almost got it, but yeah. Again, doesn't matter because we already got the star, so we don't need to spawn the star this time. This time we're just going to the main course of the level. We're just going to that launch star over there. But the Starman does help get through these boulders and these spikes, because these things are all spiky. But we got through, no problem. And this section, we just have to grab these star chips. But yeah, so so I was playing through the game for a long time. Funny thing, because this was technically the first 3D Mario I played. I didn't read the tutorials, and I didn't know you could long jump. So I remember trying to beat the post game levels with not knowing I could long jump, and being bad at them. Eventually, I figured it out. I don't know how. I probably just saw it in a YouTube video or something. I was like, oh shit, you can do that. So, but no, my first playthrough was, I played through it over a long period of time. It took me a while. And I bought Galaxy 2. Galaxy 2 was the first game I bought with my own money because I had pet sitting money or something, or chore money. I don't know. I didn't have a job, but I had $20 laying around, and they had Nintendo Selects back then. And Walmart was selling Wii games. Because at that time, the Wii U was still out. This was before the Switch came out, so they were selling Wii games still. And I got Mario Galaxy 2. But anyway, as for did I ever get a case for my copy of Mario Galaxy? I did actually at some point. I think I made a mock-up case for it. Just as a generic DVD case, and then I got a very low res image of the cover off the internet and printed it out. But at some point I actually went on eBay, I think, and I bought a case, just a standalone case, because I never had a case. I think you missed the part, Mage, where I was saying my friend had Mario Galaxy in the Wii Sports case for some reason when she loaned me her Wii stuff, because I did eventually give her a Wii back. I never gave her the N64 back because, I don't think I asked her at one point, and I was like, do you need your N64 back? And she's like, no. Because I think it was her, brother's N64 from years ago, and they probably didn't want it back at that point. Because I did ask her, I was like, do you need it back? But yeah, I did give her a Wii back at some point, but I kept Mario Galaxy, because Mario Galaxy. But, of course, in the past several years, I've primarily been playing this game. I play this game pretty much every year. But in the past several years, I've primarily been playing this on 3D All-Stars, which is like this version, except it doesn't autosave. So the autosaving is very nice. Because basically in the original game, there's a save prompt that pops up. You see where all these text boxes happen? Instead of that autosaving, there's a save prompt, and you have to click save or don't save. Okay, so we haven't spawned the comet yet. I'm going to hop into Dusty Dune here. I'm saving Freeze Flame for last because Freeze Flame is one of my favorite levels in the game. I have memories of playing video games as young as 5. I played Mario 1 was one of them. Main game you remember playing when you were 5 was the SpongeBob movie game. What console, or was it a PC game? It was on OG Xbox? Yeah. That's cool. I've never actually owned an Xbox. I'm a PlayStation guy, I guess. Genshin is on Xbox now, but they brought Genshin to Xbox before they brought it to Nintendo Switch, and they still haven't brought it to Switch, because I guess Genshin got too big, and now they don't want to bring it to Switch because it would be too big. So my fear of tornadoes is activated. No, I'm kidding. These things are tiny. But also, Mario's propeller arms are just defying all the laws of physics. This is not how arms work. So we got a cool 2D section here. So unlike 3D World, the 2D sections in this game actually do lock you into a 2D plane. There's also quicksand here, so you gotta kind of keep jumping. Well, it's not really quicksand because it won't kill you, because it's just a shallow amount of sand. I don't actually know if there's anything up here. I think maybe a 1-up. There might be. Okay, well, definitely not. Okay, definitely not that way. Oh, there's a life up shroom over here. I actually didn't remember that there was a life up shroom. Oh, and there's a 1-up, but I'm gonna die getting to it. Okay, there we go. I made it. See, I actually kind of like the 2D section. I'm glad the whole game is in 2D. It's very balanced between. It's not like Sonic Colors where like 80% of the game is 2D. Where Sonic Forces and all those other Sonic games where 80% of the game is 2D. And also, if you've seen my Switch home screen and you see Sonic Forces on there, that's because I was messing around with the avatar creator because I randomly remembered my old avatar, wanted to look at it, and then it wasn't, and then I didn't have the one I remembered because I couldn't find the photo, so I had to like try to recreate it from memory. So I was messing around with the Abby Maker. That's the only reason I had Sonic Forces open. Not saying that's a bad game or anything. I just haven't played it in years. It's a perfectly fine game. But Colors though, Colors is more colorful, which I'll give it credit for. I do like Colors, but definitely Generations was my favorite of the three. But I still haven't played Unleashed. I definitely need to play Unleashed. But I'm kind of hoping they'll re-release it on modern platforms because I know if you have Xbox, you can play it on like Xbox Series consoles. But I do not have an Xbox, as I mentioned. So unfortunately, it's not on PlayStation. It's not on like PS Plus, and it's not on. It might be on Steam. I don't know, but I don't want to play it on Steam. It's not going to run better. Knowing my laptop, it's not going to run better on Steam than it would on. So I probably have to play it like on the like PS3, which also isn't going to run great because that's the only way I can play it. And again, emulation isn't really an option because again, it's just not going to run well on my computer. Sonic Unleashed is too intensive a game to run on. Like Sonic Adventure 2, yeah, I can emulate SA1, SA2 on my computer, but I don't think I want to emulate. I don't think I want to emulate Unleashed, but kind of just hoping they re-release it. But maybe the reason they haven't re-released it is because the theme song is in limbo. Don't know what's going on with that, but like the fact that the vocal version of the theme song, at least, it's not on Spotify or anywhere else. So I don't know if they have some beef, if the singer of that song has some beef with it. I know it's the guy from Bowling for Soup. I don't know if he has like some beef with Sega. But anyway, one day I will play Sonic Unleashed. I'll suck it up and play it on PS3 if I have to play Sonic 06 on PS3 because they're never fucking re-releasing that. I know it was on 360. I know PS3 has like worse loading times than 360, but I don't have a 360. I only have a PS3, so I'm not buying a 360 to play Sonic 06 with slightly faster loads. And I know there's like the fan version of Sonic 06. I'd probably check that out, but I'd want to check out the original first to like see how bad it is before I like check out the fan version. Anyways, the level's over. Let me catch up on chat here. Used to use the D-pad to control it because it felt more right for my thumb to be there. And that game let you use the D-pad to control your character. Eventually, though, when I got older, I got used to the analog stick. That happened when I got Stranger's Wrath, which does not use the D-pad for controlling your character. Boy, was that a learning curve for 7-year-old me. I love how we all do suboptimal shit at young ages. What I will rant about, though, is the fact that why am I going to the limo? Well, I don't want to go to the limo yet. People who say Mario 64 DS is better than the original, those people need to not say that. It's the people who grew up with Mario 64 DS and can't get a hang of N64 controls. And I get it that N64 controls suck, but like, that game needs an analog stick. Holy shit. That's not even the only problem with that version of the game. I have other problems with it. It slashes replayability. It makes the game a lot less open because you have to have certain characters to play certain levels. And yeah, there's the caps, but still. And most of the stuff it adds is just annoying switch stars and stuff. Okay, so now we're doing Major Burrows again, but with 1 HP. So this is one of the, I think I said there were 3 level bosses, or are there 4? Because we did Top Maniac. There's this one, and then there's Camilla. And I know there's like another Daredevil level that's not a boss fight, but I think those are the 3 bosses that have their double. Dude, I'm so fucking congested. Opening the window didn't even help. You would think that would, like, get rid of the dust, but no. Well, I opened the window because I was hot, not because of the dust, but... Dude, really? I tried to stun him. SpongeBob Movie Game doesn't work well with D-pad when you try to do horizontal wall jumps. I mean, I would imagine it would, yeah. Or it wouldn't. I mean, I believe that's a 3D platformer. I have not played the SpongeBob Movie Game, but I believe it's a 3D platformer, yeah. At least it lets you skip boss cutscenes on the second run through. Anyway. Oh yeah, Bouldergeist was the other one. So yeah, there's 4. There's Top Maniac, Bouldergeist, Major Burrows, Camella, and there is one more Daredevil stage, but it's not a boss fight. Okay, I was able to stun him to hit him before he went back. That being said, wall jumps are only on specific walls, only as SpongeBob. Most of them are vertical, few horizontal. Only as one character sounds like Mario 64 DS, where you can only wall jump with Mario. I just love to shit on Mario 64 DS. That's my favorite pastime. Is pissing off all those I'm a 2000s kid too, but I didn't grow up playing either version. And the first version I played was the original, because I said my friend had a 64 that I played on. Alright, so Gusty Garden is done for now. I'm gonna hop back into Dusty Dune. We have a lot to do in Dusty Dune. This is actually the only main level which has 7 stars instead of 6, because it has a secret star and a green star. So it has 2 secret stars, essentially. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the secret star here, which I believe we need. This is the green star, so I'm gonna be unlocking the Trial Galaxies very soon. You did play the DS version first. You liked it back when you didn't know the original was. Yeah, no, that's totally fair. Anyways, but you actually are smart and realize that the DS version is bad. So this guy, you just have to smack him a bunch. I think we only need like 15 or 20 star bits for this Luma. We don't need a lot. So we're actually going to be in this level 3 times, because in this particular mission 3 times, because we're going to be here once for the main level, once for the secret level, once for the comet. Although for this secret level, we only play the beginning of the stage, so it doesn't really matter. Which is what I'm doing right now. You're not picking that up again, you 100% of the original. Yeah, totally fair. Sounds like you did not want 100% sunshine. Sounds like you were not into sunshine, which, again, valid. I like to shit on sunshine also. It's another thing I like to shit on. I don't actually hate sunshine. I have a very, love-hate relationship with it. I have a lot of legitimate criticisms of it. But I also like to exaggerate my hatred of it because it's funny. Anyways, one day I do want to make a video about, Mario Sunshine's fatal flaw, because Mario Sunshine's fatal flaw is its progression system, and that's a bigger flaw than any of the, superficial stuff, like bugs and glitches. Because you can't get whatever shines you want, you have to get the 7 shines in each level to unlock Shadow Mario in each level, and it just destroys replayability, and it destroys, there's no point outside of 100% completion. There's 0 point in getting Delfino shines, there's 0 point in getting Episode 8 shines, 0 point in getting blue coins. All of that is only useful for 100%. And every other Mario game either lets you get whatever stars you can within a certain area, like Mario Galaxy 1, Mario 64, Odyssey to an extent, although Odyssey kind of locks you into... every other Mario game either does that, or it's very linear. It's a lot more linear, like Galaxy 2, 3D Land, 3D World are a lot more linear, but they're built around the linearity, and most of the hard content is saved for the post game, and it just makes sense. Sunshine Structure is like, it's like the worst of both worlds. I could explain it more in depth, but also this fucking auto scroller, man. I could explain it more in depth one day. I want to make a video about it because it is something that legitimately I haven't heard very many people talk about, and most people just talk about like, oh, the level design's jank, the controls are jank, and like I agree with all that, but like the fatal flaw to me is just the progression. Oh, I'm gonna die. Okay, I want to get down here somehow. Can I get over this wall? Yes. So this one does not lock you into a 2D plane, notably. At least you're not in a 2D plane, you're just moving on walls. It's really weird. Yeah, SpongeBob Vivid Game is actually kind of a hard game for a 5-year-old to play, and at some points as a 17-year-old, which is the last stage I played it before I lost the disc. Rip SpongeBob Movie Game disc. I feel like most games are hard for 5-year-olds to play, though. I've seen so many people who like played Sonic, who like played the original Sonic and never got past Green Hill Zone. Like, just a lot of games are hard. Okay, so that was the last green star. So that is going to unlock Trial of Galaxies, but I'm not going to do them yet. What I'm going to do now is go back to Dusty Dune. Is this Luigi? I have to see if this letter's from Luigi. It is Luigi. Okay, we're gonna actually do that first. We're gonna go to Honey Hive. So this one's very easy. We get to use slope spinning again. Movie game doesn't fuck around, yeah. Slope spinning was something I did that they patched in Galaxy 2. For the most part, that's in the game's favor. Sometimes it's hard due to jank. Did you have a Battle for Bikini Bottom? Because that's the one I hear people talk about a lot. Anyway, behold, slope glitch. You're not supposed to be able to do this. All you gotta do is like just keep spinning. It doesn't work on really steep slopes. On really steep slopes, you have to use more complex methods. So you're not supposed to be over here as, it's not really how you're supposed to get over here, but I think we can get up here no problem anyway. Just kind of sequence break the fuck out of this. And I believe Luigi is over here. He's on this tree, right? Yeah. All you gotta do is knock him down, kill the bug, knock him down. And that's the last Luigi star. You did not. You almost did, but the used copy you got from the store was chipped, wouldn't work. You played rehydrated 100%ed it. Oh, nice. Alright. That is the last Luigi star. Until we play as Luigi. Which is the same game but harder, because Luigi is slippery. That's all you need to know about Luigi %. Luigi % is same game but harder because Luigi is slippery. There's definitely some cool stuff we can show off when we do Luigi %. I don't know if I want to do Mario %, Luigi % back to back. Maybe I'll go play Castlevania instead. Apparently they're making a new Castlevania game. I've heard that, so that's cool. Or something. I don't know if it's like a remake or a new game. But like, that's cool. It's another franchise that's getting randomly revived. Maybe we should all thank Bubsy, because without Bubsy 4D, would we have gotten Dual Override and whatever the fuck the Castlevania game is? I'm joking, but like, it was funny that like Bubsy 4D happened, and also Sean Chiplock is voicing Bubsy, which is really funny. Because he's the English voice of Diluc from Genshin Impact. He's also the voice of Kinger from Digital Circus. Which is, a more respectable role, I suppose. Although, actually, I'm wondering, this is off topic, but like, Actually, is Diluc going to be voiced in... So, we know Diluc is in the next version of the game. Yeah, because the last time we saw Diluc in a story was in Paralogism, and he's not voiced in Paralogism. Because I know Sean was one of the people who was did not want to work with Genshin because of reasons. There was a whole mess. There was a voice actor strike, and then there was like SAG-AFTRA stuff, and it was a whole huge mess. And I'm not going to get into it, but it was a very big mess. But I know Sean was not particularly happy with Hoyoverse for reasons, again, I think are stupid, because Hoyoverse can't do anything about SAG-AFTRA. Hoyoverse is a Chinese company, and SAG-AFTRA wanted to force Hoyoverse to be union only, which is stupid because that means non-American voice actors can't. It was stupid, okay? My point is, I'm pro-union, but SAG-AFTRA was being stupid and power-tripping, and Sean was on their side, to my knowledge. But I don't know what his stance is now, so I don't know if Diluc will be voiced in 6.4. I didn't mean to go on the rant about that, but it's just something I'm wondering. But moving on from that, though, do we take Orange Path or Green Path? I'm going to take Green Path, because I think Green Path is a little slower, and we want to take Orange Path next time, because Orange Path, we're going to be doing the speedrun comment. I actually lied. We actually visit this area 4 times, because the Purple Comet also is in this area. Used to hum soundtracks in the movie game soundtrack when you're on the swings. You'd hum the soundtracks from Stranger's Wrath soundtrack, yeah. I usually just listen to, like, K-pop and shit when I'm on swing. But yeah, well, I guess this was before, you know, you had a phone with you. Anyways, I was trying to think of, what I was saying. It's finally, like, not so bitterly cold, which is nice. And I'm not going to get that one up. It's okay. We don't need it. Yeah, back then, only non-video game songs I knew were from Avril Lavigne, Maroon 5, Evanescence, or Pink Floyd. Okay, that is so oddly specific. How did you know Pink Floyd? Because, okay, like, Avril Lavigne, Evanescence, Maroon 5 are all, like, from a certain era. And then, like, Pink Floyd. There's definitely an odd one out here. That's just, like, really random. Your grandparents wanted you to listen to Dark Side of the Moon. Well, you know what? That's based. That's pretty based. But you were like 5 and you're listening to Dark Side of the Moon. My dad had me listen to Dark Side of the Moon, but I was like 14 when I listened to Dark Side of the Moon with my dad. It's a formative experience, I tell you. So now we have to get back to that other area before the time runs out. And these little tornadoes are actually cute. As someone who has a fear of tornadoes, these guys are stinking cute. I'm not afraid of these googly-eyed motherfuckers. And we shall make it back in plenty of time. Unless I choke. Very good. You also liked the weird sounds, didn't quite grasp it even back then. You were 7, you didn't quite grasp it, but it felt larger than me, yeah. I don't know, I don't think it would have held my attention at 7, but at 14 it was pretty damn cool. I wouldn't have been allowed to listen to it at 7 because, money has the word bullshit in it. And my mom didn't even like it when I said the word crap. When I was 12. I mean, she didn't ban me from saying it, she just said I said it too much. But when I was 14, my dad's like, okay, it's fine. You can tell the difference between my mom and my dad, like, from how I describe them. It's funny, I feel like a lot of people's... Well, I don't know. I guess is the mom always the strict parent and the dad is the fun parent, or is it different for some people? For some people, is it the mom's the fun one and the dad's the strict one? I don't know. So I'm gonna get the secret star here. This secret star is kind of annoying because we do have to play a good portion of the level twice. So basically, if these blocks crush you, you die instantly. So these switches raise and lower this tower. And in raising and lowering this tower, we can get these star chips. I wasn't trying to ledge grab. Okay, well there's one of them. Oh, wait, hope that the Koopa will respawn. And the dry bones can become quite tedious to deal with. I hear the Koopa. Hopefully I can ground pound while holding the shell. I think I can, yeah. We just can't spin while holding it, because if we spin, it will throw the shell. Here I just have to hope these guys don't hit me. Just have to throw the shell, hit that. But now we're stuck here. We're gonna have to lower. No, we can wall jump back up. One day I'm going to get to meet your dad and probably nerd out over Genesis or something. You know what? Yeah, that would be cool. Although I don't know though, because my dad doesn't live near me. So, oh, you mean if he was visiting me? Yeah, of course. If I live in Albany, yeah, if I live in Albany after college and he visits me, yeah. Of course he'll visit me. Just, yeah. You'd have to explain swans. He would probably not get, I don't know, he would get it, but it would just take some explaining. Yeah, you would probably nerd out over Genesis. I think you would. Okay, so we have to ground pound this stump, but we have to wait until until it comes back up. Just like forewarning, my dad might be like, he might struggle with pronouns, and he's not doing it maliciously, he just struggles with pronouns. Because, but I mean, maybe he won't struggle with it because he wouldn't know you by another set of pronouns. He struggles with it with me because he knew me by one set of pronouns for a long time, and then I changed my pronouns, and I think that's why he struggles. I think he also struggles with gender neutral pronouns because he just finds them grammatically incorrect. I explained to him how they're grammatically not incorrect, but I think his brain is just not wired for it, man. Okay, now we're going to the secret star area. Yeah, keep it in mind. If I could also enjoy Van der Graaf Generator since he seems to be into weird 70s prog, maybe. But yeah, what I was saying is like he might not struggle with you because if he doesn't know you, and I just like tell him, hey, this is your pronouns. I think he'd be fine with it. I think it's just more he struggles with me because it's the adjustment phase, you know. Okay, let's see if I can, so there is a way, I believe, in which I can, get the bullet bill's attention, but I have to time it. So you're supposed to, like, raise and lower the tower. I don't want to do that. Although now I can't get the bullets to shoot at all, which is really weird. I don't know why that's... There he is. Got it to shoot, but the dry bones are very, annoying. And the camera is also very annoying. Yeah, this is probably one of the more tedious stages, I'll say that. Probably gonna die. Yeah. I got gang banged by Dry Bones. Not sure we'd actually enjoy listening to most Swans. The early stuff, probably not. The reaction video, old man listens to Swans. I mean, Michael Gira himself is an old man, so I suppose. But no, I'm not opposed to. I mean, I've had my dad react to like Genshin characters. Like, I'd have to ask him if he'd want to do that, though. But we're talking years down the line when we're both living in the Albany area. Maybe we'll be roommates, who knows? By roommates, I mean housemates. I don't mean sharing a bedroom. When most people talk about roommates in a non-college context, they mean housemates. I know you're gonna wanna... Sorry, this is really pissing me off. The Dry Bones are the worst. I can never get a good, timing. Fuck. And yeah, totally subject him to a song for public castration is a good idea. Oh no! No, I was saying I know you probably want to live with, your other friend. I won't say her name because I know you don't refer to her name when you're on YouTube, so... For privacy reasons, for your sake and for her sake, I won't say it. But, I know you want to live with her, but, also 3-bedroom apartments exist. But I don't know. Well, I wouldn't be in Troy. I'd probably be in Albany, but it would just depend on a lot of stuff. This wouldn't be for a couple years, just mind you. So don't wait for me. But I mean, if like, I mean, I say I'd probably be in Albany and not Troy just because of like commuting distance. Because like I don't want to have to commute from Troy every day because I'd probably be working in Albany, but it will depend. Damn it, I knew that was going to happen. I actually got one to notice me, but I timed it bad. It just sucks because I don't really know who I would room with because I don't have friends. And anyone I do make friends with probably doesn't actually live here, or probably isn't planning to live here long term. Just because, like, most people don't want to live here long term. Fuck Mew! They're basically touching on a big deal to me. Albany's warmer to cheaper. Oh no, I understand, but I just mean like, again, it would depend on the length of the commute, and it would depend on where I would be working. And also, this is like 2-3 years out down the line. I'm saying, if I found something that was cheaper in terms of, I mean, maybe by then you won't need to be working at Walmart. Like, that's another thing. You're not like, you don't have to stay at Walmart forever if you find something better. I'm just saying, I'm not graduating for another 2 years, so. I know this is my favorite game of all time, but this level is pissing me off. Way more options, yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with Walmart necessarily. I mean, I say necessarily because, like, at what point will you get destroyed by the soullessness of it? And I'm mad that bullet didn't notice me. Because I've just heard stories of like how soul destroying Walmart is in a long term. And I mean, you could find something that pays better too. Because like, I don't know. I mean, I'll say this: it depends on if you want like a factory job or like, because like my because the minimum wage in Pennsylvania is $7.25. So excuse me. So I don't know how much Walmart pays relative to minimum wage here in New York, because the minimum wage in New York is like 16 it's 16.50 or 16, or it's 15.50. I can't remember, because I think NYC is 16.50. I don't remember. NYC is $1 higher than the rest of the state. NYC in Westchester. But it's something, and they keep raising it by 50 cents. So I don't know what it'll be. I mean, but my point is that when I lived in Pennsylvania, her possessions relatively low demand, got to average day, going on putting items in baskets can have an earbud in the process. No, that's great. I just mean that Walmart can become quite soul destroying from everything I've heard. I'm surprised that it's low pressure in the sense of they're not freaking out, because I've heard horror stories from like the people who like the stalkers who like unload the pallets. I've heard horror stories about that because of like, oh, if you don't do it in a certain amount of time, if you don't do it fast enough, they'll get mad at you. I've just heard a lot of horror stories about Walmart. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad you're able to work there now, because it's better than like the other job you were looking at, which was like working with old people in random people's houses. Walmart's obviously better, but like for a long-term thing, don't bank on it. Anyway, there we go. Finally. Oh, and it's of course it's at the top of the fucking tower, and I just have to not die now. Anyway, what I was saying is that, so in Pennsylvania, my first job was Subway, paid $8, so the minimum wage was $7.25. Coworker matches you, musical freak, that's awesome. Well, yeah, but you won't be with that coworker when you transfer anyway. Unless that coworker also transfers to Troy. Anyways, I mean, finally, well, we're not done with Dusty Doom. We still have to do the main mission for Star 3, so... Told him today, listened to the album you gave me, enjoyed it. He enjoyed the album. Nice. Anyway. I think what I was getting at is that, so, Subway paid $8. Subway paid me, 75 cents over minimum wage. Now, I know the Night Girl was getting $9, I think, so a couple bucks over minimum wage. Wendy's paid me $11, but that was only because they couldn't find anyone after COVID. So Wendy's was $11, which was like $3, $4 above minimum wage, only because they couldn't find anyone after COVID. When I worked at Bruegger's, I was getting $11.75 plus tips, and I mean, not like big tips, mind you, but there were tips. And when I worked at Fuck. So I was getting paid about $4.50 over minimum. Walmart paid 13, which was, and I don't know, they might be more now. They might pay more now. I don't know, which would have been about $5 over minimum, $6 over minimum, and then I believe not Amazon, but like UPS paid like 16, or FedEx. I think it's FedEx paid like 16, and then the like factory, the like nuclear power plant. I don't know what job they had at the nuclear power plant. I knew someone who worked at the nuclear power plant. They paid like 18. So that's like the hierarchy of jobs in my area in shitty Western PA. Now obviously, if you had a degree, obviously there were jobs in Pittsburgh, which office jobs, and there were white collar jobs, and there was obviously a lot of stuff like in medical jobs, hospital, because like Pittsburgh is a big like medical area, a lot of medical schools there, so a lot of that stuff, a lot of other white collar, typical white collar jobs. Don't know what all of them were, but yeah, more or less. Which probably paid much more than that, but those were like the entry level jobs in my area and like how they paid relatively. So there were things that paid more than Walmart. Walmart paid pretty good for the area, but there were things that paid more. So, but it also just really depends on what it is. Also, like if you're able to like go to a trade school or something, might be worth a shot. I don't know what trade schools are in the area, but I'm sure they have some. I mean, you could also like take classes at a community college or something. That's also a thing. So like there's lots of stuff you can do if you were interested in like getting a different skill, so there's definitely stuff you can do. I know a lot of people at UAlbany have transferred from, I think, Hudson Valley Community College, which I think must be the one nearby. And then I know there's, like, Schenectady as well, I think, has a community college. Okay. Where did the coconuts go? Are they on the other? No, they're just over here. So, because there are people who live locally who've, I said, transferred from Hudson Valley. Most of the people who are commuters, I think, have transferred here from Hudson Valley. Or, I mean, there are some people who are here as freshmen who are commuters, or who live nearby. Like this guy, there's a guy I'm friendly with who he's a freshman and he transferred from. Well, no, he didn't transfer. He's a freshman, but he's living on campus, but he's from Schenectady, so he's close by. So make of that what you will. He says his roommate is someone he's known since he was a kid, because I guess they're both from Schenectady. And sorry, I can't look at chat right now. I am suffering. Yeah, I don't. The older I get, the less I like this level. I like to talk about how much this is my favorite game of all time, but I'm allowed to bitch about it sometimes. Dude, I don't know why I can't hit it. There we go. Oh my god. Okay. This part's actually kind of cool. This is basically an upside down escape sequence. There we go. Just because someone's cool with trans musicians doesn't necessarily mean they're not crazy. Remember the guy in the Discord who's like, I like Hazbin Hotel, I'm not a right winger. I like Hazbin Hotel. So remember that? The Bill O'Reilly fan. That's why you said you gotta talk to him more first, but you said you know he's cool with trans people. I just don't know if I buy it. But, yeah. I mean, I buy it. I mean, I have no reason to believe he isn't, but, like, just saying. People can give you 0 red flags and then suddenly be a Bill O'Reilly fan. Alright, finally, now we have to play that level again, that second level again, but with a timer and no checkpoints. No, heavy on the no checkpoints, so if I mess up, I have to restart. Oh boy. Okay. And this is identical to the second. Well, it's identical except they removed some enemies. Just to make it slightly more forgiving. Yeah, not one of my favorite levels. Not my least favorite level. We'll talk about my least favorite level when I get to it. It's not even that bad. But it is bad. Well, we'll talk about why. It's Seaslide, but like the main missions of Seaslide aren't that bad. It's just the purple coins. Seaslide purple coins is my least favorite star in the game. I think. I'd have to think about it, but I would say yeah. I think maybe I'll do Trial Galaxies after this. Maybe take a break from conventional gameplay, you know? It is possible to recover it if you miss. Yeah, you pretty much have to take 2 passes, regardless of how it has to go, just because of how it's laid out. Oh, I thought it was here. Okay, I'm going to take the orange path this time because it is slightly faster, and I took the green path last time. So, orange path, there's none of that electricity, no bonus area, just platforming. So they did remove the little tornado guys to make it slightly easier. And yeah, this section I think is unique. I do not like this at all. Oh god. Okay, the camera is really scary. Not unique, but I mean this section is for the orange path. technically faster if you don't suck, but I suck. I'm just trying really hard not to die because dying here is really bad. Because as I mentioned, there are no checkpoints in the comet levels, so dying here is playing a 3-minute level again. Yeah, so all the tornado guys are gone, which does make it easier. Yeah, we really can't mess this up, because if you miss this, you're probably not going to have enough time. Luckily, this isn't too tight of a timer. Especially if the tornado guys go on. It's really not that tight of a timer. But I have died here. Just from, like, missing jumps and such. That jump was a little scary. And we are in there. We talked mainly music stuff, but also he shares my headcanon that Shizuku is autistic. Next album I'm gonna give him will be God's Country by Chat Pile. The album title is Sarcastic. Okay. I can do Big Mouth as well. I think I will. I think I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna do Big Mouth Galaxy. And then I'm gonna do Trial Galaxies. I do have some tasty Starbits, absolutely. Translumas again. Alrighty. This is a cool Spoopy level. It's another water stage, but you have a shell the whole time, so it's easy. I need to get another Kleenex box. I'll do it in a bit. I don't need it right now, but just... one of the spoopier music tracks as well. It's that foreboding piano. So it needs a gold shell. God's Country's fantastic slice of sludge metal that doesn't overstay its welcome. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna grab a shell so we can swim fast. Just swimming with the shell is really chill. My hands are a little cold now. I did close the window. I'm trying to keep my room temperature controlled. Because, it is 80 degrees in the other room. And I do not feel well when it is 80 degrees. And I'm losing the Cold War with my roommates. Or should I say the hot war? I was just talking about this earlier, how apparently women statistically get colder easier. And, I don't know why. I lost my shell as well. I can't see. This is great. There's an eel in my face. That's not ideal. I'm going to get air. I'm seeing if I can find a coin somewhere now. Or like a shell or something. Okay, well I see a star chip down there. I'm gonna get it, but I'm gonna try to avoid the eel. For obvious reasons. The eel does not like me. I don't want to go too fast because I'm going to run into him. There's one. Come on. Swimming without the shell is such a pain. And the other one's right over there, but I have to not get hit by anything. Okay. Now I need to get to the launch star without getting... Alright. Now, we gotta get shell. Gold shell. And we have to bring it back to the start. Those whirlpools are not pleasant. This level's spoopy too because it's just like a giant big room in the ocean. There's like a million ghosts here for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know when they got here, but. And Captain Toad isn't here for some reason. It also has the legendary song Grimace underscore smoking underscore weed dot JPEG. I think one of the main things that makes the song terrifying is that as it goes, the instrumental gets sparser and sparser and slower and slower. Starts off with trucking riffs, halfway through its bassless, slower riffs, and near the end, just really drawn out single note guitars. Interesting. Is it like about going crazy when you're high or something? Because it's smoking weed? I don't know. I don't know what Grimace has to do with it either, but when you say that, it's making me think of the fucking incident with my dad's friend who took acid and looked in the mirror and saw the Quaker Oats man. So that happened. Yes, to the point of wanting to end it all, yeah. Just like getting really fucked up and not in a good way. Just ends if a frontman screaming top of his lungs over days. I didn't know weed could make you do that. But yeah, just the Grimace part of it, just seeing like a random character, it just makes me think of this thing with my dad. I said, is his friend looked in the mirror, saw the Quaker Oats man, which is pretty cursed. You mentioned Grimace in the song. Yeah, I figured. But yeah, I don't know. I think I told you about Carl, the Quaker Oats man thing, but then there was also the fact that he would gamble, didn't want his parents to know he was gambling, so he would buy things to give away. Guess he didn't care about the money, he just cared about the thrill of gambling, I don't know. So when he won, he would like buy people things to get rid of the money so that his parents didn't find out he had money and wouldn't find out he was gambling. And apparently he bought my dad a microwave. And then I met him, like, a few years ago, and he's a chill dude. He doesn't do drugs anymore. Or gamble, as far as I'm aware. He's like a tech guy now. Looks like he's doing very well for himself. He's made a lot of money by not gambling. Made a lot of money through tech and such. I don't know. Software guy. I don't know what he does exactly, but I was also expecting this like nerdy skinny kid, and he's like this really big guy. I mean, I knew it wasn't a kid anymore, but okay. I did tell you about him, yeah. I probably also told you the really disturbing story about my dad's other friend and my dad's other friend's wife, who was a psychopath. And I was just telling another friend about this story. I'm not going to repeat it here because it's a very disturbing story, but I've probably told you about it. That woman, my dad's friend's wife was like crazy and trying to like mother me and get close to me. It was very, very weird. But also clearly didn't like her husband, and it did not end well. That is all I will say. Actual psychopath. Which one is rolling? Is this rolling? Yeah. This is probably the hardest of the, at least for me. I think this is the hardest of the trial stages. Yeah, my dad's friends were Oh, and yet he has a friend who's a fucking QAnoner. I mean, he's not like close with the guy. It's just some guy he knew in high school who's apparently a QAnoner now. So that's a thing. And then his other friend Charles. Charles is pretty chill, but his family was a little wacky because his because his birth name is Charles, but he goes by Rocky because his dad wanted to be called Rocky. But then his mom remarried, and his stepdad was named Charles, and then his stepbrother or half brother, I don't remember, was also named Charles. So. And then the half brother was called Chucky. And my dad tells me when he was a kid, or when he was a teenager, he went over to Charles' house and Chucky had like punched a hole in the wall. Charles' brother Charles, or Chucky, had punched a hole in the wall. So that happened. So yeah, out of my dad's friend group, Carl we met later. Carl was like not part of that friend group, but the Babams, dude. The Babams are so diabolical. I'm controlling this with motion controls, by the way. I am not using a joystick. I am using a Joy-Con. So this is all being controlled with tilt controls, in case you're wondering. It doesn't look hard, but it is. I knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, but like the three guys in that original friend group, one of them is dead because his wife was a genuine psychopath. One of them is a QAnoner, and one of them is still chill. This friend group of my dad's. I haven't met the QAnoner. I've met the other two. I don't really want to meet the QAnoner. I don't think my dad has any intention of like hanging out with this guy. They just like talked on the phone or something. One of my dad's other friends is dead too because he had cancer, but he was from like a different. Well, he wasn't from a different friend group. He was just my dad's best friend in California. Or when my dad was in California. It's funny because I asked my dad, like, are you autistic? Or like, not are you autistic, but like, do you think you're autistic because you've learned more about autism by like having me, you know, be autistic. By learning about autism. And he said he doesn't know if he's autistic, but he's noticed it in other people. I think it's funny because like you clearly notice things in other people and you don't notice them in yourself necessarily. But I noticed it in him. It's funny because I noticed it in him, but he doesn't. I don't know. Oh, this part is so hard because we have to wait until the dice get on the dice. Okay. So hard. Such a hard level. I know I say it's such a hard level and I did it second try, but keep in mind, I've played this game dozens of times. It really gets your heart racing. But what I was saying about my dad, about his, what he told me, this friend of his from when he was in California, he was pretty sure was autistic. You know, at the time, he was just seen as a weird guy, but... Where am I going? I'm moving back to the Trial Galaxy. I have to go this way. I'm going the wrong way. But no, I definitely think my dad is autistic himself, but... He's definitely like a different breed of autistic than this guy from what he describes. A different breed of autistic. That sounds so stupid. You know what I mean. You mentioned reaction videos thing earlier. Maybe when I move at some point, I could get your reactions to some of my songs. Like songs you've made or songs you like? Or have you not made any songs? You said you were going to make punk songs or something. Do you need any experience to be a drummer in a punk band? Genuine question. Or can you just kind of like wing it? So this is all pointer controls. Because I will drum for your punk band. Drumming is the only thing I can fucking do. For what it's worth. But when you're punk is you don't need to be a virtuoso, yeah. So here's the thing. There's a story. I don't remember this because I was like 5. But apparently, you know, we had a drum kit at our church. Like we had like a church, well, not a band, but just like church musicians. And we had a drum kit, and there was a guy at our church who played drums, and apparently there's a story of me being like 5 and playing drums like really well. And like, I don't know, like my parents and like a bunch, like, I don't know, my dad is like talking to somebody and suddenly they hear like someone playing drums and they turn around and it's me. It's like 5-year-old me. So I guess I'm good at it. That same guy who taught or who played drums, he brought these like big African like hand drums, kind of like bongos but like really big. Like the big ones you sit in front of it and play it. And we did the like art camp, and he taught us how to play them. That was cool. But otherwise, I think I would like to drum, but I don't have a drum kit or anywhere to put a drum kit. Even at home, like, costs a lot of money. I dabble in singing, but I'm not a good singer. I don't think I'm a good singer, but like I enjoy singing, but I don't know any proper like singing technique. So this is the only one of the trial galaxies to actually have a checkpoint. There is a checkpoint here, which is great. So this game does not have visible checkpoints. Galaxy 2 does. So this section you have to be fast because you are constantly under fire. And keep in mind, I'm doing this all with the Wii pointer. Well, I guess it's a Joy-Con pointer. It's not actually the Wii pointer, but I'm using gyro for this. So, definitely a very interesting idea for a level. Yeah, we're under fire this whole time. And if we touch anything, the bubble pops and we die. If we get crushed, the bubble pops and we die. It's very scary. Especially because here you can't take it slow because of the bullet bills. There we go. First try. Punk is more about passion than technique. Timpanis are djembe, probably djembes. I don't know how to fucking say that. Is Balalia the name of the band? Although keep in mind, I still don't live in Albany. I'm only here for school. I want to move to Albany, but I might be a temporary drummer. Anyways, I hope you're not planning to like tour or anything, because I don't drive and I don't want to travel too much. I mean, I have a job and shit. I mean, I like traveling, but touring sounds stressful. You only have one album in mind under that name. Okay, we are done with the Trial Galaxy, so now my next destination is Freeze Flame, which is one of my favorite levels in the whole game. Just one statement. Well, I will drum for one statement. Also, I don't know how to record shit. Just make the most offensive to fascist album you ever conceived. I don't think I could sing punk, though. Oh, why am I in the kitchen? I'm in the wrong dome. Every time I've ever sung anything, it's like pop. Trans equivalent of Rage Against the Machine. Okay, I need to listen to Rage Against the Machine then to do the required reading. Anyways, you plan to sing? But I mean, like, you know, groups have multiple singers. Sonic Youth and, Pixies. But also, I was just thinking about, like, and also, like, backup vocals or everything. But also, like, I was just thinking, is everyone in this band have to be trans? Is the next question. I mean, I'm trans, but, like, I don't... Alright. So, this is my favorite level in the game. Not only because I love the atmospherical level, but also because there is so many mechanics that this level can be cracked wide open. It is the most broken level. You haven't thought about it. It is the most broken level in the game. So first we have to catch this penguin. So I'm gonna go for the secret star first. So skating, if you spin well on ice, you can do this. This is like me IRL when I walk outside and slip, and almost slipped on some ice earlier. A lot of trans status and trans horror music out there. You don't hear trans anger. Fair. I feel like it's gotta exist somewhere, but valid. Anyways, just do everything to be good at it. Okay, so I'm gonna do the secret star first, which is going to the top of the summit. Now, I can break this one wide open. So first we have to get the ice flower. And the ice flower lets us go on water for a temporary amount of time. And lets us shoot ice balls. Which, we can go up here and get a little life up stream over here. And a 1-up. Just a fun little secret. If I can angle it right. There we go. Look, I have 39 lives. I think I'm good. Okay, so we're at a secret star. We need to go over here. We need to go up these things. And also, spinning works really weird. The physics are really weird when you're Ice Mario. The Ice Mario physics are quite weird. Like, backflipping doesn't work very well with Ice Mario. But luckily, we don't really need Ice Mario. We just kind of do that. This is where we can crack this wide open. So for the first part, we unfortunately can't skip anything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to kill these bats. And I'm going to try to break the snowman open. So the snowman can be melted. Now we have the fire flower, which is the same thing. It's on a timer. And we can shoot fireballs. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to refresh my fire flower just so we don't have to deal with any other obstacles in the meantime. So this whole mission, yeah, spinning doesn't work as it should. So it can be tricky to, and these bats are the bane of everyone's existence. So for this next section, so we're supposed to do this thing with the fire flower again, go all the way around and do all this crap. But I don't wanna. So I'm just gonna do that. And then this one, we're supposed to take the fire flower up here and melt the snowman, but I don't wanna. So I'm gonna do that. And just like that, we are pretty much at the top. Unless I die. But I didn't die, I just landed back down here, it's okay. We can get back up pretty easily. Because you're supposed to break the snowman open and then use the sling star to get up, but we can just kind of skip it. Now, the only problem is, I guess, not having a fire flower, we can't kill the bats. The bats are pretty annoying, because if they hit you, they freeze you. They're not just normal bats. And now I'm at the top. You're so willing to do more than street punk, use every dance punk song in mind. Confident, pointed anger. Or maybe it will just be a dance song, satirical lyrics. You know, honestly, fair. Alright. So, for the next level, for Freeze Flame 1 is the Frozen Peak of Berenberg, which is the mission we were just in, but I'm going to do the normal mission this time rather than the secret mission. And nothing too broken for this mission. The next star is, well, we might have the comet first, but comet is whatever. The next star, mission 2 of this stage, is my favorite star in the game, and we'll see why. You're about to see why when I get to it, but for now, just gotta catch this guy again and go back to the mountain. But this time we're gonna actually fight the boss, which is Baron Burr. Let's get the ice flower again. So those enemies are called Little Burrs, and Baron Burr is their leader. I missed the jump. Oh yeah, but all we have to do is get up here, so it's not too bad. And now we're over here. We get another ice flower here. And here, as I said, spinning doesn't really work the way it normally does, so this can be a little tricky to time. I have to hope I make it in time, because this is on a timer, and I have to freeze these two things in order to get up. I did not make it in time. That is really sad. Also, if you stay in the frozen water for too long, you will start to take damage, as you can see. I'm trying to get out of it, but the camera was not treating me kindly. Alright, there is... Yeah, that's the problem, is that the cycle is all fucked. I'm gonna wait for the ice flower to refresh. Yeah, it really messes with your momentum, because it completely changes how your momentum works while you have the power up. Because the normal, like, spinning momentum you have is not the same. Man, I just can't get over there. Yeah, I do have to wait for the block to move, unfortunately. And this wastes precious time. But hopefully now I can... Dude, I I see message. I see you're like writing essays in chat, and I I just glanced over and saw may have actually been cannibals. I have no idea what the context for that is. Oh my god. Because I haven't read the previous messages. That's just what I saw when I glanced at chat, so that's something. I'm not gonna make it. There we go. Okay. Now, you're supposed to grab another ice flower to get up, but you can just damage boost it. Or not even damage boost, but just kind of like... If you keep jumping out of the water, you won't get hit. Or you won't get frozen, rather. Now we just have to spin into him to hurt him. Quite an intimidating boss, I must say. You just have to jump up to dodge the shockwaves. My spins weren't connecting. Oops. One of the little burrs caused me some trouble. There we go, and that is the star. Okay, let me catch up on chat here. And then I will be doing my favorite level. So, I've had different ideas for commenting on the system in musical form, one of them being spherical concept albums of a far-right radio show with a framing device. I also thought of them that as an excuse to potentially play with different genres. I've recorded audio years of me making fun of the adrenochrome conspiracy theory by just playing the fuck into dead baby comedy to paint how ridiculous it is. And then it turns out rich people may have actually been cannibals. What is the adrenochrome? I can't read. Okay. We don't have a comment, so we are going straight to Free Swing 2. Anyways, bam, 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 bam. When were people claim people were eating babies? Oh, okay. And their blood to get younger. I see. This star, the intended thing to do, well, the first section I just have to collect these starships. Also, I've heard conflicting things. I've heard that no babies were eaten. I'm not saying the files aren't bad, but I don't know. I haven't read them. Anyway, going back in here. So this is really crazy. Because what we're supposed to do is, like, grab the fire flower, light a bunch of torches, and, solve puzzles. I will not be doing that. So, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to grab this life up shroom. And hope this urchin gets out of the way. And he did not get out of the way, but hopefully I'll have enough health. So, I'm going to get up on this platform here. And I'm going to jump. And I just skipped a good portion of the level. And now I'm going to skip the rest of the level. Here I'm going to... These urchins are driving me crazy. Here I'm going to jump off this torch. I'm going to long jump here. And it will pull me into the gravity of this platform. And now we're at the end of the level. Now, the consequence of this is that I have not gotten a checkpoint, because the checkpoints don't trigger when you do that. So I do have to be a little bit careful here at the very end. So we do have to actually light those torches to get the star. So, yeah, that is one of the biggest and easiest to do sequence breaks in a mission in this game. You just skip the entire level, and it's my favorite level because it's so cool. I'm gonna die though, so I need to be careful here. I would like to get that coin, but okay, I need a coin here. I'm going to wait for the fire flower to respawn, but unfortunately spinning doesn't work properly with the fire flower, and also it ends up lighting the little bird back on fire. Okay, I'm going to try to grab this coin. Now, this part can be done by damage boosting to it, but because I don't have the extra health, I'm kind of trying to be just a tiny bit careful here. And actually do this somewhat the intended way, although I don't, okay, well, it worked well enough. I think I can make it with just this one, because now that one is already lit. I'm just going to jump over here, damage boost, and then the gate will open, and I should be able to make it there before I die. So, yeah, okay. Very, very cool. That's sick. It may have been cannibalism things are currently unconfirmed. Yep. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people say, yeah, it just seems like a lot of random shit that's being spread around, and I don't know how much of it is. Now, this isn't me saying that it's bad enough as it is. You know, obviously, certain crimes that are bad enough are very bad. Okay, now we're going to the, what is this level called? We're going to the Cosmic Comet, and now we're going to be racing Shadow Mario in this ice maze. Or Cosmic Mario, sorry, my bad. It's all gonna inspire your story, yep. I'm just saying, I do think there's a lot of shit going around, which is probably not true, but that doesn't make it not bad. That doesn't make what is true not bad, is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, bam bam bam. A little twerking his butt off. And I almost died there. So another thing about the Luigi playthrough, which will happen when I get to it, is that the Luigi causing races are much harder than the Mario ones. That jump is a little scary, but it is what it is. And one more star in Freeze Flame, and then we'll finally be done with the bedroom once we do the Bowser level. I'll probably stop. I'll probably stop after the Bowser level. Because we actually got a lot done, because we did the entire bedroom, we did all the Trial Galaxies, and yeah, the Luma area as well. Okay, we're back in the Freeze Flame. The bedroom's a long one, because Dusty Dune alone takes a long time to do. Yeah, and we did all the Luigi stuff as well. So, alrighty. Mario Galaxy. Alright, we're So, here, there is something I can do that's kind of crafty in this level. It's nothing like the last level. Yeah, I'm just kind of tired. Me being tired has nothing to do with the game. I'm just saying I'm tired. Oops. So I am probably going to end stream shortly. But, we got a lot done. I got a lot done. So, dude, I keep running into stuff. Again, don't ask me the logistics of how there is lava falling and the ice isn't melted, but I don't know. I can't tell you. It's still cool, though. Okay, so something I will do here is I'm going to try to skip doing the gate puzzle. So, so for the fire flower, we're supposed to go all the way around and do this whole puzzle to get in the cage. I'm just going to try to skip it by going in here. Now, because spinning doesn't work properly while in, we're just gonna wall jump. But now I have to make it back before the fire flower expires, which would definitely be easier if I didn't ground pound in the icy water. And unfortunately, I didn't get it. But I have to go back now. You're gonna go to bed. Good night. Good night. I'll see you later. Alright, so I need to go back and get it one more time. Yeah, because I'm going to bed also shortly. Also, dynamic music here, very noteworthy. Or it's noteworthy that there is dynamic music. And we're gonna long jump again and hit the wall. Because that's productive. Okay, I really gotta rush. Okay, there we go. Easy. So now we're gonna go ahead and go over to the to this level right here. And now we have to basically use the ice flower on the lava platforms, which is just really cool. It's just a really cool, physics being wacky. I think I'm gonna play it safe here, and yeah. You can jump all the way over to it, but it feels a lot jankier to make that jump when it's lava there instead of ice. So, anyways, that is it for Freeze Flame, and that should be everything for the bedroom minus the Bowser level. And of course, until this game. And we are now at 66 stars. Alright, now we're gonna go to, we literally have double the amount of stars that we need to unlock the level, but once again, I am playing 100%, so that's why. That actually makes sense because they're 120 stars total, and you need 60 to unlock Bowser. Now, granted, 15 of those stars are only obtainable post-game. I guess 16 if you count the star you get from fighting Bowser itself. Anyway, Darkness on the Horizon. Bowser's Dark Matter plant. This is a cool little obstacle course here. So all of this dark matter stuff will kill you instantly if you touch it. So basically, don't touch it. That is the goal here, is to not touch the dark matter. And also not fall in the void. So here, this is sort of an auto-scroller, but it's very well done. It's essentially the gravity is pointing the direction that the arrows are facing. So you see the gravity switches when I go into that area. And here we have to avoid these dark matter holes in the floor. I'm waiting for the platform to come back because I missed the cycle. And here, likewise, we just have to avoid the holes. That was close. And for this section, also avoid the holes. Really cool on the fact we can see the sky behind it. It's really cool. I'll grab this one out if I can. Not that we need it, but yeah. And then for this section, wait for the platform because I missed the cycle again. I probably could have made that. I am really choking right now. Okay. is definitely the hardest section. Because here we have to go basically just timer jumps to not fall. And be prepared for when the gravity will switch, like right here. And we don't want to jump too early because then we'll fall. Now we want to go over here so that when the gravity switches, we'll be facing this way. And now go to here. And that is that. Now we just have to free these Lumas. And free the Mushroom and the Luma. And now Bowser will show up. He's gonna stomp us into space bits. Oh no! Now he has a new attack, and you can actually counter that attack by spinning, and it will make him go into his this phase. And his pattern is a lot harder to predict when he's in this phase. Sorry for the yawning. The yawning made me get distracted. And you can counteract that, also taking damage kind of ends that. But you have to counter it twice, which I'm not very good at doing. Dude! I'm trying to get him to do his big jumping move. Are you kidding me? I haven't died to Bowser in a long time. There we go, okay. Get this other climb. But now I can't get hit again. Well, I can technically get hit one more time, but... He's so fast. He's gonna put his tail out. Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna keep my distance to play it safe rather than trying to counter. Oh, there's actually another coin. I didn't see that. And he broke the coin open. That's not great. Because now it'll despawn. Alright, now we want to wait for him to do this. Jump, 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 jump. And counter, no. Okay, it's fine. Well, it's not fine because he's going to do it again. Hopefully he'll... No, he did it a third time. Okay, he does 3 swipes. Okay. And that is why I messed up, because I thought he only did it twice. Now he's going really fast. And now he smacked his ass. And he is down for the second time. I'll probably end up taking a break between doing Mario and Luigi Galaxy. By taking a break, I mean I'll stream something else, like Castlevania. Stream one of the other games from the pool. Alright, let's go ahead and grab the straw. Let me get this glory expander once again. And that will unlock the engine room, which is the second to last area. But I think this will also tell us we can go straight to Bowser. I don't want to go straight to Bowser, but it's going to give us the cutscene for it, I think. Or not the cutscene, but like the Rosalina text. And of course, I'm not going to do it until the end of the game. So it's going to happen, but I don't want to go yet. So... okay. Anyways, that is going to be it for me today. And we are at 6-7.